The big storyline in the NFL right now is the fact that the New England Patriots have a shot at a winning record. Remember, this team went through a lot this past offseason when they lost Tom Brady and they had several key players opt out because of COVID-19. And with them on the cusp of having a winning season, they have a 5-6 record. That says so much about this organization. Bill Belichick obviously can still coach. And maybe the most important thing, the Patriots have a shot at turning the page on the Tom Brady era. That's not easy to do when you lose arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. And the big question is heading into these next 5 games is whether or not Cam Newton will be this team's starting quarterback next season. Because if Cam Newton wins 5 out of 5 games or if he wins 4 out of 5 games, Bill Belichick will probably stick with him. That's despite the fact that Cam Newton has really struggled statistically. He only has 4 touchdown passes this year. But what I think will happen if he wins 4 out of 5 games or 5 out of 5 games is, they have an identity with Cam Newton. And if they were to go out and get a different quarterback, they would have to find their identity all over again. They know what they have with Cam Newton, and they just spent this entire year figuring out how to cater to his strengths. You have to run more quarterback keepers. You have to run option plays and use zone reads to take advantage of, Cam Newton's running abilities. So if you got a different quarterback in here, let's say a pure pocket passer, you're going to have to find the game plan and the plays that help him be successful for this team. They already have that all figured out with Cam Newton, so they might want to just keep building on the progress that they've made this year. That's really going to be the big decision. And maybe if Cam Newton wins, 3 games or less, or he struggles, maybe they'll decide, hey, we need a better quarterback in terms of being able to throw touchdowns and open up this offense. Maybe Bill Belichick will ultimately decide that's the best move for his team. So these next 5 games are obviously huge for Cam Newton. He has to show us that he can be the long-term answer, and he has to show us that even though he struggled in terms of throwing touchdowns and putting up big stats, maybe he's the right guy for this team because they're winning. And everybody wrote this team off heading into the season, which was probably the right thing to do with everything they had to go through. But somehow they've salvaged this situation, and maybe Bill Belichick decides the best course of action now is just to add as much talent I can around Cam Newton, just so he has more to work with. We'll see how everything plays out. That's the one thing you have to really keep your eye on over these next 5 games. What does Cam Newton do, and does he do enough to prove that he is the answer for this football team? I'm John Kuzma. Check out endzoneblog.com.